Everybody's always excited about designing onboarding processes and getting people to use your product, but not many people are excited about designing the offboarding process. What happens when people stop using your product and want to cancel? Hey designers, what's up? So recently I've been involved in the process of designing an offboarding or a cancellation flow with one of my clients and their product. And I've been working with a really great product manager. And I think it's rare to work with such great product managers to help you really understand the process as designers and do proper research into how other people handle the situation and understanding all the data needs. So I kind of want to show you how we were thinking about this process. And again, what we're talking about here is that you had people, users, customers using your product, subscription-based product in this case. Now, for whatever reason, they decided they want to cancel. So a lot of product, I would say, make it difficult on their users to cancel. Either they hide the cancel button or do all these kind of like dark patterns where you almost don't see where you need to cancel. And that's obviously pretty annoying. But I think there's a lot of great cases where you can learn from companies who take the time to really understand why you're canceling and how to offer you maybe different alternatives. For me personally, as a user, not as a designer, I know that one of the greatest example of this is Audible, and I'll show this as an example. Audible is the service from Amazon selling audiobooks, and I was there a lot of times, having a subscription and then canceling, coming back, canceling for whatever reason, sometimes cost, sometimes I didn't have time to listen to the audiobooks, and each time they kind of found a way to bring me back. And eventually I'm happy that they brought me back because I really enjoy their service. So let's see how to think about this. So the first thing that the product manager did was to actually do some research and actually Google and learn about the best practices for, offboarding and avoiding churn and avoiding cancellation. You will not believe how many people I talk to or designers that they're trying to solve some kind of a design problem and they don't just Google best practices for what they're trying to solve. You're not the first person who's trying to solve this problem, and a lot of people have already learned. So I'm not only saying do best practices, but at least take the time, and it's usually not more complicated than just Googling search best practices for, in this case, onboarding process, cancellation, offboarding process. And so I'll put these links because I think they're super valuable for you to go over them. But that's the first step when you're trying to solve a design problem. Try to learn what are the best practices. Then we took some inspiration. So look at other services. So in this example, it's Pure Chat. So just before you go, you've hit already the cancel button. So they suggest you a few answers. Maybe you want to chat with them. Maybe you want to get some answers. Maybe you just want to pause your subscription. This one is for Full Story, one of my favorite products. So in this case, when you've hit cancel, they kind of split the screen between multiple radio options. And when you choose one of them, they kind of give you the solution, or just to make you understand what's the process that's going to happen when you cancel, what's going to happen with all your data, which is something that is important. And always they're trying to get feedback as to why you're canceling, which is always, again, super important because that'll help you become smarter with your product. Lead pages, another one that is really simple in asking you what is the reason for your cancellation. So it might be cost or a different use or something like that. And when you click it, so they're actually saying, hey, wait, if that's your problem, maybe we have another solution for you, and they're offering that as a solution. This is Audible. I'm sorry, this one is pixelated, but this is Audible, one of the great examples that I mentioned before. So they ask you for the reason, and then based on the reason, they offer you kind of customized solutions depending on the reason that you chose. I really like this one, and for me as a user, it worked several times. So once you kind of learn best practices, and I think that what we learned here is that, give them few reasons, show them that you understand their pain, and then offer solutions to help them instead of canceling. If they want to cancel, good, but maybe there's another thing that you can do for them. And that's also a place as a designer or a product manager to be creative around solutions that might help your users instead of just canceling or walking away. And so in this case, the first step is to understand why people are canceling. So before you actually design an offboarding cancellation flow, you have to really have some kind of a data to understand why people are canceling. And we did that using surveys. So before we even had this new flow that we're designing at the moment, we just had kind of like they've canceled, then we emailed them surveys or just kind of a pop-up on the screen. We're sorry that you're going, but please can you let us know why you were canceling. We kind of left this open-ended, not just like giving them radio button to pick from, but keep it open-ended because they might be saying things that you don't know, and you want to have them say this to you. And so we did that. We kind of batch them together based on the data into like the key maybe 6 or 7 reasons that people are canceling, and based on them we try to kind of brainstorm solutions, maybe 3 solutions, just like in the Audible example, to offer them based on what their solution were. Now I can't show you the final design yet because it's not out yet, but basically it would be kind of a wizard process where it's a 3-step process where you tell us the reason that you're canceling, then we show you multiple options to choose from, and then if you're canceling, we're just letting you know what will happen next, like what's going to happen with your data. And what was important to me was to try to end the relationship. First of all, it might not be the real end of the relationship, but just might be a pause, and they'll be back to being your customer at a certain different point. And so you don't want to alienate them, or you don't want to kind of like annoy them with too many questions, too many pop-ups, too many, like make it hard for them to cancel, because again, they might be coming back to you. So you want to keep this relation on a good spot. And so I've kind of suggested that we end this note with, all right, we know that you're going, but we still love you and would love to have you as a customer in the future. So kind of end this part of the relationship, because obviously if they're canceling, there was kind of a mismatch. So instead of taking this down the road of, this is not working for you, just like saying on a good vibe, hey, still love you and we'll try to make this work for you in the future. So try to end on a positive note. Anyway, my main takeaway here is before you're getting into a design project, Google best practices, do some research, see how the other people are solving the problem right now, and then think about this in the context of the solution that you're trying to do. And always, even if it's kind of designing for a negative thing, which the company obviously doesn't want people to enjoy cancellation or something like that, your job as a designer is to make sure that people don't hate the product and enjoy even kind of a negative experience such as cancellation. Hope this was helpful for you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.